I'm Elisha Alcantara, owner and principal broker of Encompass Realty.
Hi, I'm Heather Robbins with Robbins Realty Group, owner and principal broker as well.
And we're here today on location at one of our great listings doing our podcast together, Real Talk, Real Change. And Heather, can you talk about what we're doing with our podcast and why we're doing it?
Yeah, I love how it came about. So Elisha and I met a few years ago in a mastermind, and we clicked, and then I plotted on her because I just felt like her core values aligned with my core values, and we have so many things in common. And so as we would get together for lunch and chat, I just felt like our conversations were conversations that needed to be shared with others. And so luckily you were up for it, and we created the podcast. And how many episodes are we at now?
We are, well, today I think we're doing 7 and 8. So we've been doing this for a little while. And really the idea of it was showing the community at large and our specific community that we can come together and work together even though we own competing brokerages. There's enough for all of us, and we can come together and work through issues that come up, be solution oriented, find out what each other is going through, and work on that together.
Absolutely, because there isn't a manual for being a principal broker and how to run your own brokerage and then continue bringing the business in and helping those brokers that work for you. And so it's so great to be able to share with someone else, like, hey, what are you doing? What are you going through? What's your high? What's your low? And so it's been so great that we have this transparent relationship where we can really help build, educate, elevate each other. And so I just felt like that podcast is a way for us to be able to share with others who might be able to going through the same experiences, or maybe they're a new broker and they're just needing somebody else's perspective of being down that path a little bit farther.
Am I alone? Is someone else feeling this? And it's morphed to outside of just real estate, where it's just people. It's just that human connection where people see us and what we're doing in our life and our business, and to know that we're still going through things and here's how we're getting through it, and sharing those funny and embarrassing moments. Again, just to inspire others and to stick in there, and that we're in this collectively, like we're all in this together.
There's, in real estate, I felt like over the years that sometimes there can be a cutthroat or competitive vibe, which I have no interest in. I love the idea of community and sharing because there is plenty of business to go around. And so,
are you gonna do your tagline?
Community over competition.
Yes,
it's not mine. It's from the Rising Tides. But I love that idea, and it's something that really aligns with our core values and the fact that we want to be sharing and helping others that might be in that, whether it's in real estate or motherhood or working from home or
relationships.
Yes, I run a family business. One of our podcasts was about that. Some of the other ones have just been the struggles of like having hard conversations with others. What are some of the others?
Just anything that we go through on a daily basis. So that's why we're here, and that's what we're doing. And today we want to bring you an update on where we're at in the market and how we're helping people navigate this shifting tide. So I want to ask you, Heather, you're really centralized in the West Lynn market. Like that is your area. I don't even know that I would come into that area and be like, here, talk to Heather.
If you did, I would love it. I would love to be able to see you more.
Actually, I do have a listing there. Help me sell it. So what's going on in your local market, or what are you seeing changing?
Yeah, so houses under 600 are still moving very quickly. The June, July market, that's when we have the most inventory of the summer. And so we've seen a slowing in the fact that buyers are taking a little bit longer to look at houses before they write offers, but they are still writing offers. So under 600, it's moving fast. Over 600, we're seeing a little bit more days on market, definitely more negotiating when it comes to repairs and price. Springtime, it was a feeding frenzy, multiple offers and well over asking price, as is no repairs. We're not seeing that right now in 600 plus in West Lynn, Lake Oswego as well. So yeah, I love my hometown of West Lynn, so I love being able to do real estate there, and it keeps my commute short to work.
Right.
What about your area?
Same. So I work a lot in the Portland metro area, and we're seeing that shift, that slowdown, and just the psychology of the buyers changing, which I talked about in my last segment on the American Dream. It's really what we're navigating is this changing perception and waiting. It's going to take a few months for us all to get on the same page again. Like, hey seller, here's where we're at, and hey, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, this is where we're at. So let's come together and meet in the middle, because we're just seeing some things we haven't seen in a while when it comes to negotiation. So having, you know, a strong team, a strong broker on your side will help you navigate through these times right now, because we're all kind of talking together as well, like, here's what just happened today. I mean, we're just seeing things we haven't seen in a while.
True.
So it's doing some extra hand-holding, some extra counseling and guidance and advice.
Absolutely. And luckily we've been through these waters before and we know how to navigate them. I think the fact that interest rates have bumped up a little bit, we have more inventory, that's going to slow the market, and people are like, oh, the sky is falling. No, it's not.
It's still really low inventory. It's just more than we've had.
More than we had in the spring.
Yeah.
But it is low. We have a strong market. I've been telling my sellers, we moved from Mach 3 to Mach 1. It is still fast and it is still strong.
Yes.
So yeah, we feel really comfortable with the market, and most likely it will pick up in the fall. It always does. So yeah.
So what are some of the techniques that you're using? Like, we're in this real high-tech climate where in the last several years when things were really busy, a lot of things went on autopilot. So what are you changing in your business, or how do you assist your clients in that climate?
So we're already very high touch, but I am talking to my clients a lot more, especially my sellers, so that they understand exactly what's happening in the micro markets on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. They're getting a little frustrated with longer days on market. It's like, okay, don't watch the water boil, right?
Yeah.
It never boils if you're watching it. Go away, go on vacation, and let me handle it in the marketing. So we're upping our marketing. We're definitely doing a lot more social media marketing, which I find is super effective. That's where the buyers are at. So we're looking at where the buyer's at and making sure those listings are in front of them. We're upping the amount of open houses we're doing. And then just a lot of community networking, touching base with my network and letting them know about the listings and like how that's gonna affect them, and if it's something of interest, if they know a buyer who's looking. So
Yeah.
what about you?
You know, same. It's just really high touch. My business is high touch anyway, so it's extra hands-on right now. It's a lot of open houses, a lot of just, like you said, talking off the ledge. Let's be patient. And now, more than any time, your property needs to be dialed in if you're a seller. It needs to be like spot on, cleaned,
yes.
furniture just right. When you leave for an open house, like everything has to be like the dream. We're creating that picture for people, where in years past we didn't have to. So now we all have to be on our game. We need to be like at the top of our game for our clients, and our clients also need to be putting their best foot forward. So everyone's working a little harder now, and like you said, houses are still moving, things are great. It's just at a really like a manageable speed.
Yeah, I would agree. And you brought up a great point about pricing. It needs to be in the sweet spot in a seller's market, which we are in. And if your broker is doing all the right marketing, which we are doing, and we've got everything set exactly how it should be, sellers, let's be reasonable about your pricing. You won't get the pricing that you would get in the spring market. You have got to be in that sweet spot, because if the price is right, it will sell. If it's not selling, price just isn't
saw
right.
that. We just went down on a few, and then they all moved. So it's been a good week for us, and I expect that, again, staying on top of that pricing, right, we'll finish out the summer strong, and then, you know, we'll all probably get a little bit of a break as we head back to school, and then pick back up during the holidays like normal. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.